Let's go. Friday night hangout. How's everybody doing? Also, how are you feeling about this on Reddick trade? Given, 2-3 hours, whatever it's been now. A little time to decompress, fully synthesize what happened, what took place, the value or the lack of value if you're still in that camp. How are we feeling? Let me know where you're listening from. I'll give you a shout out. Got the mock draft tonight, the first one officially. Live mock draft, going to be a blast. Appreciate you guys having been on many Friday night hangouts. But, we're getting there. What's up to Smith Solos? Says we need Justin Simmons. It's a possibility, certainly with the trade. You already had cap space probably, but, the longer this thing goes, the better likelihood because Justin Simmons' value goes down. Jordan, what's up? How's it going? Says, I'm okay saying goodbye to Haason. He's amazing, but not who we need to invest $25 million in when we have BG, Nolan, Bond, Bryce. He has 2 to 3 good years left, maybe. We can afford Justin Simmons and Smith. That's true. You have the money for Smitty. I feel like we'll see the contract extension done a lot sooner than maybe what we would have expected, certainly with these moves getting done. So that is a positive. I agree on that side. It's a loss. I mean, it's no lie a lot. I mean, I don't think we're kidding ourselves that losing Haason Reddick is a loss. He's one of the best players, or really you could say your best defensive player. And, just in case anyone's living under a rock or just somehow stumbling upon this news, that is weird. Hang on. I don't know what happened to my overlay here. All right, well, we're going to go back and we'll figure that out. Hold on. I'm going to try and throw that up there, and then it got all weird on me. I've got to be able to figure out how to share the screen, too, because we got the mock draft. So let me make sure. Let's see if this works. Share the screen. Nope. That is... All right, well... We'll get this figured out. Certainly once we start doing the mock draft, I'll flash that there. For now, just waiting for people to get in here, obviously. For the draft, because I mentioned we're going to do the mock draft. Put up polls and get people's thoughts, and we'll go with the vast majority of who they want for the mock draft. Any trades potentially, just who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? We'll do the mock draft. But yes, as far as Haason Reddick, some people saying now we're trade for Sertan. Michael, I see that comment. Ernie. Yep, not quite sure how he's doing. You got to trust him. We have $14 million to spend. We do have more money. Devontae, what's up? Doing well. Ask you think Fangio has anything to Reddick getting traded since he only likes certain players to fit the scheme? I mean, possibly a little bit because, if you mention or talk about scheme-wise and fit, but I don't know that necessarily Josh Sweat fits the scheme the best either. So I think it's a vast majority. There might be a small part to it, but to me, it's a vast majority of just, hey, Haason feels like he reached $25 million. He's worth $25 million. That's what he's asking for. You know what? Good for him. Go get it. Get what you can get. Get what you're worth. The only player other than Myles Garrett to have 10-plus sacks in 4 consecutive seasons. So, just hold firm, and I feel like it's probably what he did. He might have said, if you're not willing to get to that level, then ship me off. I don't know if it was ever, this is total speculation, but if he said, I'm not going to play for less than that, then, if Howie goes out there and says, hey, we got to get the best deal that we can. Now, I'm with those people that are saying, like, a third rounder in 2026 is not a great deal because it's 2 years away and we take forever to get there. Yes, technically it could be a second rounder, but most likely it's not second round. Like, let's not kid ourselves. Most likely it's not a second round pick. It's conditional. If he plays 67.5% of the snaps and he gets 10 plus sacks, then it's a second rounder. But realistically, I mean, the way that the Jets rotational pass rush is, percentage wise, he's probably not getting there. 10 plus sacks, sure. You know what? Reddick could do that. But the 67.5%, most likely not. So I think it's a plan on, it's a third round pick. It's 2 years away. Maybe Howie uses it this coming draft. Maybe you just immediately say, well, we're trading that. We're going to move up. Go get your player. Who knows? Fitness Warrior saying Justin Simmons signing for 12 to 13 million for 3 years. Watch, I'm calling it. Okay, if that happens, I'll give you a shout out. That'd be pretty legit. Mason saying we need another player on our defensive line. Probably have to draft Chop Robinson, but I hope Howie can trade for another first-round pick and get Cooper DeJean. I'm still trusting that he can do something. I'll just say that. I'm going to believe that was the best deal that he could get. People make mistakes, though, at the same time. I'm not going to give him a free pass. Maybe this ends up being a mistake. But the knee-jerk reaction is it was a mistake immediately. Let's wait. Let's give it time. You might have to wait until 2026 or even later to see who we get for this draft pick and how that turns out. But yeah, I understand. It's a hard pill to swallow for losing one of your best, if not the best, defensive players. But I can't imagine that even if you're working through this, trying to figure something out, that it's an easy situation or Howie being like, oh yeah, let's get rid of our best defender. Like it's not a thing. He had to have left no stone unturned, and this was the best outcome for both sides. He said, Reddick, you're staying firm at 25. We can't do that. He doesn't see that in terms of the long-term vision. Reddick's getting up there in age. And Howie weighs the pros and cons and says, look, I got to extend Smitty. Like, I need the money long-term elsewhere. We're going to save it, use it on that side. So we'll see. Charles, what's up? Says it was bound to happen. At least now we can move forward and see what Vic can do with his arsenal. That's true. Yes, with his arsenal and whatever Howie goes out there and gets him. If there's something else coming, we'll see. Brian saying, don't forget Howie Vision. What a joke. Just wait. Let's just make sure. I'm just saying. Not by sight. Says got to trade up, get Latu, then sign Justin Simmons. # Howie season. Yeah, there's other potentials in the draft. Speaking of, we're going to do the mock draft. And we will get that going here in a little bit. I got to make sure that the screen share is working. I got a weird screen a second ago that I'll figure it out. But I'm going to get everybody's thoughts, do a poll in here. David Ertz, what's up, man? Says, hey, Josh, why do you think it's taking this long to re-sign Smitty? I think it's totally to do with Haason Reddick, honestly. I think that in the next few days, we'll get a Devontae Smith extension done and move on from it. It's just take care of one thing at a time. Maybe Howie was trying to see if there's a way to make things work, and naturally that's going to affect the outcomes of other contract negotiations with Smitty, but that's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, you're going to go ahead and move forward this and easily take care of it. Now that, you say, well, didn't work out with Reddick, we got our trade, free up some money. If Smitty doesn't get done relatively soon, then yeah, I'd start being like, okay, something else is going on. Davey boy on the bright side, cheap Reddick gear. I guess that's true. Kenneth says, question here, think Edge is a higher priority in the draft now, someone like Latu or Chop Robinson, reasonable at 22. If Latu is available at 22, I think that's a steal. That's probably a general consensus, but on the alternative to that, Chop Robinson feels like kind of a reach for 22. The Eagles are meeting with him, or I guess did meet with him earlier this month. Chop Robinson, that is. Jamar says, I think it's a good move for now and the future. You never know what these guys can do if they don't make it possible for them getting playing time. We got a lot of young players we want to keep. That's true. There's young players. Let's not forget about them. Nolan Smith, he got some potential. Bryce Huff, you signed for this reason. You say, hey, you know what? Got to make it happen. You expected him to be the guy, but he has to be the guy now. Not by sight. I didn't see. No, that's a good one, though. Someone told Rodgers that number 7's available. Number 7's a pretty good number. Isaiah Rodgers was running out of choices. Now he's got a number 7. It's pretty cold, though. I mean, that quickly for someone to, hey, bro, you want number 7? Fanny, what's up? Yeah, happy Good Friday. Easter weekend. Hope all you guys have good, fun Easter plans, hanging out with family. We're definitely going to be doing that on Sunday. So, great day, as always. All right, let me see if I can screen share real quick and make sure this is actually going to work. Because for some reason, I've never had this issue, and now the screen's like acting up on me. So it's going to probably look weird for a split second, but let's see if I can figure this out. Then we're going to get the mock draft started. Because I know we said we would do one of those. And well, there's you a background. Hang on. This has not happened before, but I'm going to get it. New screen share. Here we go. This looks better. I don't know why that ruined on me. I'm going to blame it on Thomas. He was in Scotland, and we had him on earlier, and I changed it, so he won't mind me blaming on him. All right, we're getting there. Appreciate y'all bearing with me. We're gonna make this happen. It's gonna be worth it. Trust me. Okay. There we go. That looks more official. I don't know why I lost that. I'd had it for so long, and then it just went away. So let's go ahead and keep that. Does that look okay for everybody too? Just either give me a thumbs up or just let me know quickly in the chat. I don't need everyone, just a few people at least, though, because never had this issue. And then we're good to go. In the meantime, DKT, I'm buying stock on Nolan Smith, having a big impact in his second year, for sure. Definitely me. Okay, I appreciate it. Seeing all you guys. Cool. Yeah, weirdest thing. All right, we'll go in here and yeah. Curious how I guess we can run this however y'all want, and we'll have plenty of these leading up to the draft. So this is the first one. The thought on this would be, I've got it the slowest that it's going to go as possible. And I'm going to throw out a couple different like polls to the chat. So be ready. We'll vote on it, and then we're going to go through. You can get your input on it. We'll have a conversation. Andrew's asking how many mocks we're doing. I assume just one. We'll see how long this takes. Like, I'm not going to try to drag this out, but at the same time, I want to have conversation back and forth of like who's available, you know, who makes sense, things like that. And then we'll post the poll for most of these, but we'll see. Yeah, Anthony, it is one of those days, definitely. It's a Friday, which is good, but it has been one of those days. I'm not going to lie. My wife would probably say that, like, it's been twice as much of one of those days. But she is the best. She is the MVP. So, okay, so here's what we're going to do. The Eagles have picks through the 6th round, so we'll do up to the 6th round. We'll go through and pick players. I'll stop it occasionally, maybe throw out a poll, something we want to do. If someone wants to force something through, we'll see how that happens. I don't know. I'm keeping it up to everybody else with like a poll, but Michael wants scouting reports and highlights of every option. Well, bro, we're going to be here all night. Outside of the realistic, I will actually real quick on that note, I will have a mock draft with highlights and a couple other options and stuff, but that's a much longer video that takes me a long time. So we will have that. Trust me, as now we're basically into full draft mode with all the moves that they've made. But yeah, here we go. We'll start this off, see how it goes. First one, so it's a learning experience for everybody. But all right, we will start the draft. We are officially Chicago, I should say, is officially on the clock. This should be easy, but let's see who they go with. Caleb Williams. All right, so at least it's realistic here so far. Drake May, number 2. Patriots, Jaden Daniel, 3 quarterbacks off the board. There you go. Marvin Harrison Jr. at 4. Talise Fuaga at number 5. Joe Alt. Get some tackles off the board now. Terrion Arnold, 7. 8 for the Falcons is Byron Murphy. Chicago, Dallas Turner, and Jared Verse to the Jets. Okay. Now, I stopped it here because curious if we should trade up. I saw there was a poll, and there was an article actually too from NFL analyst. I'm drawing a blank now. It was on NFL.com, but basically saying that the Eagles very likely or a chance that they could trade up in the draft, and it'd be either with Minnesota or Denver, depending on what they like there. So, all things considered, depending on who is available here, is anybody wanting to trade up? So we'll just start that. The first poll, should we trade up here? Should we trade up at 11? There we go. I'm not going to leave this up for forever, but we'll just see. Initial reactions. If you want to trade up, we'll see what we have to go after and go get a guy. Fly Park saying Drake May's not going to. Yeah, I mean, maybe not. Nathan, absolutely trade up. More picks than we could fit on a roster. It's surprising. I mean, it's literally 50-50 right now. I kind of thought it would be closer to that. Not by sight. Appreciate it, man. Welcome to Let's Run It. Welcome as a member. Heck yeah, bro. No's are taking it over. This is interesting. I really assumed that we would get a yes on the trade up option. So not yet. Okay. Fitness Warrior, I'm back. Had to get magnifying. Yeah, is it? Let's see. How? Oh, that is really small on the phone. I'm looking on a computer so it doesn't look as small. Let me see if I can. Here, I'll zoom this in a little better. How about that? Can I do that? Let's see. It's still going to be kind of small on the phone, so apologies. That might be a little bit better. Speaking of not by sight, yeah, if we're so far back, it might be just me telling you what the picks are. Come on. All right. That's at least better. It's maybe not incredible, but hopefully you can see it a little bit better. If you're watching on a TV or you're watching on a screen, then you're fine. But apologies for those that are doing it just on their phone. Yeah, JV, is the 2026 draft supposed to be a great draft year? Yeah, apparently all the studs. That's why you would trade for a 2026 pick. Okay, so it looks like the No's are barely gonna keep this. So I'm gonna end it. Looks like we're not trading up yet, and this is not the only. I mean, we'll wait. We might trade up in a second if we've got somebody who's still available. So we in the poll. We're not trading up at 11. I was curious. I still figured that we might get more of those, but all right, and then we'll resume. We'll see. Yeah, Ryan, that's a good point. Maybe trade up somewhere around 16, not 11. Steve saying who's worth jumping to 11. Well, the prediction that NFL.com had was trading up to 11 to get Leitu Latu. I don't necessarily like that. I was just interested to see, is someone wanting to go ahead and trade up, and it's more no's than yes, which is all right. So resume. Here we go. Minnesota. We're going to take Troy Fatanu. Okay. Malik Neighbors at 12. Raiders roam the Saints, J.C. Latham. Brock Bowers. All right. I'm going to stop it again. Maybe we wait one more. We resume and go for 17. How about that? 17? That's true. Kenneth said 11 for Troy. Fatanu. I always mess up his name. Let's see. One more. Seattle. Well, there you go. There's Leitu Latu. So we might have missed that. But at this point, do you want to trade up to 17? So let's ask this one now. We didn't do it for 11. Do we trade up to 17? I can't vote on my own poll, but if I could, I'm for sure saying yes on this one. So I'll be shocked now if we don't trade up here. Michael, yes. I don't know if that's a joke or if you actually hadn't seen it yet. But yes, Reddick was traded. Oh, that's true. Let's go to... Oh. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to be able to pull up the players until it's our selection. But there's a lot of corners available. 55% on trading yes. There's... Yeah, Quinyon Mitchell... Cooper DeJean. I think Wiggins is still out there. Yeah, because you've only had Terrion Arnold. Yeah, going off the board so far. So 53% is really close, though. Thumbo says... we're not trading up in real life. There's a lot of good players in this draft that we can sit where we are. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. Definitely understand. There's lots of good players, lots of depth. But that's not what Howie does. I mean, like, he's traded up 4 of the last 5 drafts in the first round to go get whoever he wants. So, there's a world where, hey, I totally get it. You just don't do trades and you sit tight. But if it's Howie Roseman, then, I think he very realistically will trade. If I had to bet it, I'm not going to put money on it, but if I had to bet it, I would say it's more realistic that Howie trades up than actually just sits tight. Yes, Arnold win at 7. Zachary, don't do trades. Well, I already opened up the can of worms, but that's fair. One of these times we won't do trades. How about that? It's not tonight. Or if we go and do a second one, I don't know. We'll see how long this one lasts, but this one has already been opened up the can of worms. I'm going to try to keep it as realistic as possible too, so those that are wondering if and when we do the trade, I'm not going to force anything, so all right, it looks like the yeses have it, barely. 53%. It's really close. But we will trade up. Off the 83 votes. There's 250 people watching, but only 83 votes. Remember, your vote matters. You could certainly vote unless you're just hanging out. If you haven't already, though, hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. We got could get more than the 60 likes. Let's go for that. Timothy, appreciate the super chat. The 5, man. Said, what is Howie thinking? Bryce Huff can't stop the run and doesn't win one-on-one. He, he gets hustle sacks and Nolan will not replicate Haason. Our chance is over. That I appreciate the 5. That's just I'm not ready to say that. I know that there's Bryce Huff and there's some concerns. If you watch there's a lot of film and a lot of individuals that are saying like he's going to be better on the run. Who was it? Bo Allen, I think, did a good breakdown on him. If he gets more snaps out there too, I think it was even Greg Cosell who was saying that he wasn't as concerned about, yes, there's the run defense limitations, or he hasn't been great, but it's in limited usage. So it's like, hey, get him out there more. Won't be as concerning, but yeah, I'm not ready to go that far. Some people saying that's overreaction, but I can understand. I get that, losing a guy like Reddick. Okay, so let's make this trade happen though. I ended the poll. So let's take the 17. Getting rid of our 22. And what else are we going to have to give up? I'm going to try to be somewhat realistic. I also don't always like to just do like a next year's pick, because in the current, I get that it makes a difference, but let's see. %53% chance to be accepted. They might as well. Nope, not just the 120. How about 120 and 171? I don't think you could do the 2 5s. That's just not even moving the needle. 66% chance. Still no. How about a 68% chance here? There you go. Okay. Well, had to give up decent, but we're on the clock. That's what matters. So at 17, take your pick. You got some options here. Like, you got lots of corners on the board. You got Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, Nate Wiggins. If you want to go offensive line, I definitely don't, but there is Fashanu, Amarius Mims. But we traded up. So in my mind, there's only one route to go. But I'm curious to see what everybody wants to pick here. So let's throw up the poll. This is where it gets interesting. Who should we pick? And then we'll throw in, I think I can do 4. Yeah, I think I could do 4 options. So we'll go Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, Nate Wiggins, who should the 4th option? I don't think this person's going to be picked, but I want to try to, keep as many as possible. I'm going to put Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, Nate Wiggins. Who else should be the 4th here? And we just traded up, so we gave away a capital to go get this guy. But who else should I put in there? Out of the remaining players or whoever we have. Newton. I'm seeing some Newton. Okay, seeing some Jackson Powers Johnson. That's what I was leaning towards. Arnold is gone. Arnold's way gone. Arnold is at 7. Davey says nobody. I mean, yeah, it probably doesn't matter. So, okay, I'm gonna put JPJ. That seems like there's more than not, and it still probably won't matter. But that's what we'll go with. There you go. Officially up. Got the poll of who we should take. This one feels very easy to me, and I'm curious how far off it's going to change. Marcel says, take Quinyon, move on to 50. That's fair. I was just making sure that we're not getting any differences here. This is going to be pretty much a landslide. 70% Quinyon, 20% roughly Cooper DeJean, 8% JPJ, and 2% Nate Wiggins. Andrew's been drafting Mitchell since November. That's true. You've said his name. Excuse me. You've said his name for a long time. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty obvious. So I know there's only like 77 votes that have come in so far, but we're not having a turnaround on this. Fitness Warrior saying Jackson Powers Johnson. Okay, well, unfortunately, you're part of the 8% that's not gonna win out on that one. All right, I'm gonna end it. Very obvious, clear cut. I love it. That's who I would go with. Quinyon Mitchell. Seems like a no-brainer. 4.33, 4.34 speed. Incredibly strong, athletic. You saw the numbers that he has, the ability. I think it's a great fit, too, for Fangio's system. So we will take Quinyon Mitchell. Congrats to the 70%. 69%, I guess. All right. Now, we don't pick again for a long time. Should we, Redneck Football, say trade out of the first round? Is anyone really worth it 100%? I mean, I think Quinyon Mitchell definitely is. There's several guys. I agree with Nathan and Andrew. The chat's winning so far, at least the majority for what we just did. All right, we got some other guys off the board. Okay, stopping it here just right now. Just to recap. So, yeah, we got Quinyon Mitchell. Cooper DeJean goes to Cincinnati. Brian Thomas, J.J. McCarthy. Barton, Shanu, Bo Nix, 23. Jackson Powers Johnson goes to Dallas. Tyler Guyton to Green Bay. Nate Wiggins, Darius Robinson, Obviously, for those that are keeping track and, looking out, the linebacker that a lot of us like, Edgerrin Cooper, is still out there. So yes, random Adam, are you asking, or Anton? Sorry, random Anton. Can you see who we missed out on? Yeah, like the earlier picks there. I assume that's who you're talking about, but there's the other ones. All right, let's see. So, yeah, Lathon says if your name's Kool-Aid, you got to pick him. Edgerrin Cooper's not gone. No. That was just the first round. I was just kind of showing the recap of other picks. But Edgerrin Cooper is still available. Chop did not go either. Chop is still out there. So here's the thing: is should we? I'll quickly ask this: do we trade up again? All right. Do we trade up again for give it some moderators out here. Should we trade up again and get Edgerrin Cooper? We're gonna have to, or if you want Chop Robinson, I guess, but got some potential. Because I don't know that Edgerrin Cooper is going to be available. I'm just saying, I know we did already trade up once, so the likelihood of doing it again is probably not as much, but we'll see. Can he be available? Does he fall to us at that point? Let's see. I saw the Thumbo, if we draft a cornerback in the first round, do you believe he's going to start over Trashberry? Yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, you're going to over JB. Roast pork Italian, Peyton Wilson at 50. All right, I think it's safe to say we're not gonna trade up. So we will resume the draft and hope and pray for 50. Here you go. Marius Mims, Kamari Lassiter, 34. Ennis Rakestraw. Xavier Worthy, there he goes, 36. Braden Fisk. Jatavian Sanders to the Titans. Ricky Pearsall to the Panthers, 39. And Peyton Wilson at 40. Okay, Washington gets in there. Chop Robinson, 41 to the Packers. That's a couple good draft selections. Roman Wilson. Chris Braswell. Kool-Aid McKinstry, 44. Keon Coleman. Javon Bullard. Braylon Trice, come on. He's almost there. We've almost got that. Okay. Is it possible here? He is available. Edgerrin Cooper. Got some others as well, though. Got some good potential selections. So it paid off to not have to trade up. Michael H says no to Worthy. I'm right there with you. Wait, I think for one, there's better options, and there's also no reason to try to go up that high to try to draft a guy like that. Wide receiver 3, not really as much on that. Yeah, Ryan saying, I think if Howie trades up, it'll be the round 1, although prefer it to be round 2 instead. Seems kind of likely at this point. All right, I know we've got him. I would too. But let's just make sure. I'm going to throw this poll out there because just to double check, and I said we would do this in the poll format for this one. So let's see. Who do we take at 50? This will probably be a landslide, but you know. All right, and there you go. I just put together kind of some of the top options there and realistic ones that the Eagles have met with or had interest on. So that's why there's those 4. I figured it's probably not going to matter. I see what you're saying. Stuff 23 says Mike saying, but we just drafted a corner, which is why I didn't really put him on there. You want to go corner? Jordan says, if you vote anyone but Cooper, you're a fake fan and will be banned. I mean, not necessarily, but Jonathan Harvey saying that taking the Georgia corner or the Georgia safety. Yeah, I think he's already gone anyway, right? Or are you talking about Tyke Smith? Because Bullard went earlier, right? Didn't he go? Hang on, where did he go? Yeah, 46. Javon Bullard. Yeah, Michael makes a good point. Yeah, every single draft or mock draft is so different. Tyler, good point. I like Newbin, but if we pass on Cooper, the Steelers are going to take him. All right, that's who we're going with. It's a landslide. That's good. We're doing good. That's who I would go with. I'm liking this so far. All right, get our linebacker. Edgerrin Cooper, done. Okay. Who do we get at 53, though, now? And Tyler Nubin goes to the Rams. Got a tackle and then Tyler Nubin, so he's out. All right, so we got our corner. We got our linebacker. Now, question of who else do we go after? What position? Who do we like? I'll scroll down a little bit. Hopefully get a few more names. Or trade down. That's true. Andrew. Jordan says Penix. Somebody maybe wants Penix. Should we trade down? Should we trade back? So let's just go ahead and ask that just in case. Should we trade back? Frankie Ray, how's it going? Lad McConkey at 53 or tight end. Well, Lad McConkey was drafted, I think, in the first round, actually. Wasn't he late? Yeah, went to San Francisco. 31. So you could go tight end. Yeah, Ryan says with Haas gone, we need something. That's true. Keep that in mind. We need a pass rusher. We need some depth. It doesn't ever hurt. Let's go to edge. Jonah Ellis. It's Christian Ellis's brother. Andrew says trade down a bit and get an edge. You could do that. Jonah Ellis won't be available probably at the point that you trade down, but there are other options. Not by sight. It says Kingsley now. Other people saying O-line. Oh, you're good. No, I was just catching you up on who was drafted. AR says take Mike Sane. Yeah. We got CJ. We just drafted a corner. C. Smith asking about Tyler Guyton. No, he was taken first round, I think. Or early second, but he was taken. Man, that chat is close. If you have not voted, do we trade back or not? It's yes is 51%. So yeah, we're like neck and neck. Yeah, we can look at interior O-line. Christian Haynes. Shown some interest in him at the pro day. Christian Mahogany. This is literally, the no's are overtaking it. Okay, so now it's looking like we won't be trading back. I was about to end that, and it's now 51% in favor of not trading back. Yeah, Michael H. saying, where's Cooper B? Cooper B is way down on here. It's kind of surprising. 126. I don't mind that because, you can get him a lot later, but Naeem, yeah, who do we take at 22? Like Andrew was saying, we traded up to 17 and got Quinyon Mitchell. Okay, it looks like we're not going to trade. I thought we were about to, but the more votes that come in, there's no's. They're saying we should not trade back. So we're literally just going to take a player here. Unless there's some last minute yeses or people that switch to yeses that do want to trade back, trade 53 and go get someone else. Because remember, with us trading up, the next selection, if we take 53 here, the next selection we have is 171. So it's going to be lots of individuals that are gone after that point. Uncle 3 times, yeah, Ricky Pearsall was taken very early. I think early second round, if I'm not mistaken. He's long gone. Yeah, 39 Panthers. Okay, I'm going to end it. It's going to be 53% to not trade back, so then we'll see who we're getting. 103 votes. The no's have it. Okay. So who do we draft then? Out of the options here, who do you like? You got... Who do we draft at 53? Seeing Junior Colson. And we just took Edgerrin Cooper, so I don't know that we take another linebacker. To recap for some, Javon Bullard is gone. see, making sure I have everybody in here. Or at least a couple different options. Okay. All right, I can only throw 4 people on there, so I tried to get a different selection, I suppose. Several names. I know I didn't get everybody, so. See where we're going with this thing. Davey saying probably should have traded back. Yeah, I think the fact that we already traded up, in my mind, I'm with you. I kind of would have, if I was not doing this as a poll, and probably would have looked at trading back, just, get an extra selection and see what else we can get. But since we're going to take a selection here, who do we get? Kingsley is leading so far, 43%. Mahogany's getting nothing. It's Kingsley 41%, Jonah Ellis 36% now, 19% for Christian Haynes. So we're going to get Lane's potential replacement, get a little depth on the O-line. All right, a little closer now. Jonah Ellis creeping back up. Oh, now Kingsley. Much higher. %. We got 48 votes. Frankie Ray don't like these choices. Yeah, that's fine. All right, it looks like it's going to be Kingsley. Let me throw out, I'm going to put a couple other options because there's so many choices here. And I probably would have personally traded back, but all right, I'm going to keep Kingsley on here because he won the poll. And let me add a couple more just in case there's other guys. All right. Davey say I should put a trade back on the poll again. Yeah, well, maybe we get more. Maybe we get more yeses at this point. Should we trade back? See if anything changes real quick. I just wanted to throw out a couple other options because people didn't like the initial one. So Kingsley won the first. Is it going to be the same, or are we looking at any change? It looks like it's a landslide. It's only 21 votes in right now, but there's significantly more for Kingsley. Daz, what's up? Says, who do you take in the first? We took Quinyon Mitchell. Traded up, got Quinyon Mitchell at 17. And then we took Edgerrin Cooper, as you can see, at 50. So we got our corner, got our linebacker. Motivational zone saying, do we need to replace Reddick? That's true. Right now, looks like we're going after a tackle. Looks like it's pretty obvious so far out of people that are voting on this. Okay, I'm not going to prolong the inevitable because this is a clear cut. So Kingsley it is. That's who we're going. Into the poll, Kingsley. The just to answer Michael's question, who's the top remaining safety at this point? It is Jaden Hicks. Oh, let me go back down. There you go. It's Jaden Hicks and Cameron Kitchens, Kalen Bullock. And moving on from there. Daz, no. Cooper Beeve is not off the board, and he's a lot lower. 120, 126 for Cooper Beeve. It's a lot lower than I thought he'd be. All right, here we go. Kingsley is taken now, so we'll have to wait a good while to 171. So yeah, here you go. Got our guy. And this is going to take a little bit. I'm going to probably speed it up just a bit. Yeah, just so we're not taking forever. But you can see the selections that are going. Yeah, there's the poll. Kingsley, 56%. That was a pretty unanimous. Big D says, how do you feel about losing Reddick? Yeah, I went back and forth on it. The immediate reaction was not great at all. I still don't like losing him, but I'm trying to, be somewhat realistic, I think, in terms of what had happened or what surely happened at that point, because the optics of the whole deal is like, why on earth is Howie Roseman getting rid of the best defensive player for a third-round pick 2 years from now? It's like you could hopefully, you'd think, figure out something, make something work. But speculation is like, I don't know, just couldn't get what you wanted. He was holding firm. So you say, all right, well, let's see what happens and see if we can get other trade value. I assume that's the best that Howie could get. I mean, I got to trust that, yes, he made every possible effort to try to get something, and you just come up with a third-round pick 2 years from now. So, anyway. Yes, Kitchen gone. I don't know what the Niners are doing for some reason. Yes, they're taking multiple wide receivers, but good for them, I suppose. All right, we got 3 more selections. 171, 172, and 210. Yeah, Trotter to Houston as well. All right, we're back on the clock. 171. Took a while to get here. Cool Rains, I missed it. I just saw it a second ago, but what's up? How's it going? Greg asking, wouldn't we have gotten a third compensatory pick anyway? Maybe. I think I saw back and forth, like a third might have been more realistically a fourth. But yeah, we would have gotten a comp pick. So, I don't know. You want it quickly. Andrew saying, report is Falcons are surprised at what Howie got for Reddick because nobody was going to give them a potential second edge. All right, most people saying edge makes sense considering Reddick. Let's see who is on the board there. I was looking initially, and we do not have, like Ryan and I were talking about, Mohamed Kamara. So Kramer, wow, was I late? That's all right. Max Melton. Did he get he got selected, didn't he, or no? Is he not? Let's see. Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I saw it earlier. You want to see receivers just in case too? Look at options here. Casey Washington, Jordan Whittington, Dominic Lovett. Getting towards the very bottom. Daz says this is just depressing. Yeah, we can go back to safety. Yeah, there's not a. Looks like Troy Franklin's also been picked over, but safety. All right, Malik Mustafa, Jalen Simpson, Omar Brown, Trey Taylor, DeJean Anthony. Yeah, Dylan Lobby. He's still out there. See that? Backup potential. All right, we're getting to the slim pickings, obviously, of the draft here. So, what should we what should we go with so far? I'll go to tight end. I see the comments there. What's the tight end situation look like? All right, we'll go back to all, seeing where it's at so far. Actually, let's go real quick. Yeah, I kind of picked over interior offensive line. Also, not too many options left. I guess that's a given when you're at 171 or 172. All right, considering that we just went through and looked at most of the different positions there, now let's see. I'll just ask. I guess technically we get back-to-back picks here, so we're literally going to be right back on the clock. I think I'll ask on the second one. That's true. Fitness Warrior, good point. Remember, the Eagles stick to their top 30 picks or top 30 visits more often than other teams. That's true. Usually for a little earlier in the draft here. But yeah, I mean, if you've got guys that they're meeting with, that's a good point. I mean, I think out of the top ones here, we're just, who knows really this late, but probably... I could go safety. Wouldn't be the worst. Malik Mustafa. Got some potential. Or there's the thought of Laube or AJ Barner. I'm seeing so many names here. Yeah, we could probably do another draft. So here we go. Let's not take forever on this one. I'm going to take Mustafa because I like that pick. I know I just overrode like everyone, but Patrick Mahomes. Okay, let's throw up the second one here because this is. Who should we take at 172? We'll do AJ Barner. Dylan Laube. All right. Okay, there's the poll for 172. Who should we take? Dylan Laube, AJ Barner, Dylan Johnson, Trevor Keegan. Looking like AJ Barner. 54%, 52% so far. Yeah, Thumbo, for us not having many picks feels like it's been pretty decent. Yeah, I think it's pretty solid. Yeah, we didn't take a guard. For those wondering, just to recap, we've not taken a guard yet. We got Kingsley from BYU, Edgerrin Cooper at 50, and obviously the trade-up situation that we did with Quinyon Mitchell at 17. Right, like Andrew says, though, yeah, Kingsley could start there until Lane, but just for those asking, we didn't officially go with the guard like a Cooper Beebe or Mahogany. We had a chance at Christian Haynes, I think, as well. So, all right, looks like 40%. Probably gonna be AJ Barner. All right, there it is. In the poll, AJ Barner it is. That's who we will take. And the last selection, 210. Here you go. Seeing the others that are get taken. Motivational zone would take Barner. Yep. That's a good point. Yes, Jamal Singleton was at the Washington for Dylan Johnson. Be more careful. Barner ain't it. Lobby's the guy. Yeah, Lobby's pretty fun to watch. That's for sure. Hey, Dylan Johnson's still available. Mike could go there. Well, Frank Gore Jr. All right, last pick. Who's it going to be? Dylan Johnson, Frank Gore, Jace McClellan, Josh Cephas. Personally, I feel like it's a Dylan Johnson situation, but curious if there's anybody else. So several saying Gore Jr. Here's Dylan Johnson. Anthony, take Frank Gore. That tree does owe us, so we'll take his son. Seemed like that was going to happen. That's a good point. Yeah, that seemed pretty obvious. All right, who should we get? I'm going to put Dylan Johnson, Frank Gore Jr., and let's throw a couple. And we'll throw a receiver option in here and yeah, although it seems like running back was the consensus, but we'll see. What do y'all think? 210. Yeah, who took Brendan Rice? Let's see if I can find Brendan Rice real quick. Where did he go? There you go. 111. New York Jets. Pair him up with Aaron Rodgers. How about that? Jeremiah Butler says I wouldn't draft Frank Gore's son. Andrew Johnson would spell Saquon. Eagles want a power back. They also met with Steam from Notre Dame. That's true. Yep. 47%. Like Pharaoh. Oh my gosh. For first pick will be Johnson, second pick Edgerrin Cooper, and next will be Brendan Rice. I don't know if I want Brendan Rice at 53. Brendan Rice. I'm out on that. It's too early for me. Okay, Frank Gore Jr. it is. That's what won the poll. So we'll take him. We'll get his son. And that's it. That concludes the draft. Let's see what we get. Grading wise, what is PFF gonna bless us with here? Let's see. We gotta scroll down to see the A+. All right, there you go. Hey, we got an A+ for 17 getting Quinyon Mitchell. B for Edgerrin Cooper. An A- for Kingsley. An A for Malik Mustafa. C for AJ Barner, and a B- for Frank Gore, which is a hey, look at that. Congrats, chat. We got an A. According to PFF, I think it was solid. I'd be happy. I mean, if we walked away with that draft, here, let's see. I want to try to get it all in the frame so that you could see it. But there you go. It's not too bad. Fitness score F-. Get out of here. F- for that draft. Come on. You can dislike it. That's fine. Edwin D, Jeremiah Butler C. It's yeah. We can do another. Thumbo told you was doing good. Yeah, it definitely looks like we were doing good. Yeah, we'll do another one. That's fine. We'll do one. Oh, PFF equals F-. B+. Yeah, Barner's the only one. It's a C. Should have taken someone else, apparently, I guess. I would still be very happy with that. Certainly with the first two. I mean, no doubt. Quinyon Mitchell, Edgerrin Cooper. That's who you got to go with. Okay, let's do another one. Well, do people want to do another one? I guess let me ask that. Should we do another one? And there was who just mentioned it. Should we do a Pro Football Network? Just so we're doing it on different mock draft simulators. Okay, I appreciate it. Trolling, actually think it's a great draft. Just not a fan of Mitchell. That's fair. We may disagree, but, agree to disagree. Still got the respect. Okay, yeah, like Michael said, let's do PFN. We'll do that. All right. Jeremiah's saying no PFN. Well, I'm just going to do a different one. I mean, we'll do several, but we're change it up. We'll do again. Reminder too. I mean, this is going to be every Friday night. We'll do the Friday night hangout, catch up on the latest news, do some mock drafts. Have a good time. But yeah, let's just change it up. So we'll do PFN. And see how this turns out. All right, so it's already started a little bit, and then I paused it. But Caleb Williams at 1, Joe Alt for 2. If you haven't already, do me a favor, hit the like button. Much appreciated. And let's see how this turns out. I realize, yes, I know that rankings are totally different, and my preference is to use PFF, but it was a request to change it up, so we'll do this one. We'll do PFN. Maybe we'll fly through this one. Who knows? Get a second PFF after this. Well, depending on the time, we'll see what it is. But here we go. Resume the draft. Malik Neighbors for the Cards. Fashanu at 5. Rome 6 to the Giants. Brock Bowers at 7. Terrion Arnold at 8. He was 7 in our other one. Jared Verse 9. Drake May 10. Wow, they're going to back up Aaron Rodgers. Jaden Daniels. J.J. McCarthy to Denver. Talise Fuaga. J.C. Latham. Brian Thomas. Seattle. All right, Seattle got Quinyon. No, Seattle, I guess they swapped. They swapped picks so that the Jags could get Quinyon. Okay. All right, that's fair. Thumbo says no trading drafts. Just see who falls to our picks this time. That's true. Daz brings up a good point. Draft rooms now in PFN. Yeah. Definitely try that. We'll do that at one point. I have no clue. Yeah, Anthony Y. Washington did that. Okay, Letu Latu 17. 18. Fatanu. Dallas Turner 19. Pittsburgh, Jackson Powers Johnson. Who is that going to leave us with? Amarius Mims for 21. So we are on the clock. An offer from Atlanta to trade back. Should we accept the trade? I'm going to say no, but I'm just going to ask to make sure. We'll see. Hopefully this is a quick no. %, say no. King M, what's up? How's it going? That's true. There's the Cleveland one. I'm still personally just no, but Cleveland or Houston even. All right. Looking like it's a no. Pretty definitive no. So we're going to reject. All right, on the board, we have very drastic rankings, as we obviously know, but drastic rankings differences from PFF versus PFN and where that is. So Michael says, yeah, no trades. There's Chop Robinson, Nate Wiggins, Cooper DeJean, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Tyler Guyton. Yeah, those are probably your top selections. All right, who should we take? Let's see. All right, who do we take? I know we're not trading back, unfortunately. Who will it be? Cooper DeJean, 42%. 48% now. Nate Wiggins, 30%. 22% for Chop Robinson. Tyler Guyton getting a 4% here. Personally, I'm of the mindset of... I know this is probably unpopular, but the fact that he's not winning this, I'd probably go with Nate Wiggins, quite honestly. He's at 27%. Cooper DeJean is looking like he's going to win this one, but I don't know. If it's me and I'm going to go corner, I know Nate Wiggins is smaller, but kind of feel that direction. Although Lamperoux says DeJean may not be one of the very top pure corners, but we don't need that. His versatility would be more valuable to the Eagles, in my opinion. That's fair. Still lean towards Wiggins myself, but looking like DeJean is going to have it. Unless out of the 214 people watching, only the 54 votes that we have so far. If it changes, it could change, I guess. We'll see. %37% Cooper DeJean. It's about to end. We're gonna close the poll. Oh, it's getting close though. 36% Cooper DeJean, 33% Nate Wiggins. Unspoken words is Worthy. Come on, not really. You want to take Worthy that high, especially seeing our roster, knowing what we have. While the poll is almost wrapped up, the question of what contract do I think Devontae gets, it's gonna be more than AJ. I don't know. 4 years. What, 4 years, 110, 4 years, 115 maybe? I don't know. It's going to be quite a bit. Calvin Ridley, his deal kind of extra pushed that in that direction. But yeah, I would expect it's going to be above that mark. And, you're thinking, what, 60, 65 guaranteed, something like that? All right, I'm gonna close it here in like 15 seconds. There's 36% Cooper DeJean, 34% Nate Wiggins. If you want Wiggins, vote real quick. Get your votes in. Otherwise, it's Cooper DeJean by a hair. Yeah, Trotter Jr. would be a little bit, little early for 22. Okay, I'm ending it, and it looks like Cooper DeJean, 36%, 32% for Nate Wiggins. Actually 35, 35, 31, and 27 for Chop. So it's going to be Cooper DeJean. All right. Next selection for us is 50. So Nate Wiggins goes 25 to the Colts. Tyler Guyton to the Cowboys. Graham Barton, Christian Haynes at 27. My gosh. Yeah, some of these rankings don't necessarily make as much sense. I'm not going to lie. PFF and PFN kind of some differences here, but Michael says so sad. I am. I'm not even trying to hide it at this point. I would have preferred Wiggins. I get the point of people that are, you know, size and I'm not knocking DeJean. Like if we end up getting DeJean and he falls to us or whatever, you know, like so what Howie wants. Like he's a good player. But yeah, I would have gone Wiggins. So okay. But we move on. We move on to bigger and better things. Hopefully we'll see. At 50. Who will it be? Coming up. Lad McConkey almost made it, did not. Jalen Polk. And here we are. We're rejecting the trades. I'm not doing trades here. Appreciate the offers. We're not doing it. All right, Edgerrin Cooper is available. We just got Cooper to Gene. We could have a Cooper draft if you want an Edgerrin Cooper. Once again, to me, as Natalia is saying and several others, it's very easy to take Edgerrin Cooper here. Like this is a no-brainer in my mind. Do we? It just seems too obvious. I'm gonna. Is anybody really against that? To me, I mean, yeah, okay, I understand. Malachi Corley, dude's a stud, but we don't need that. Yes, I agree though. Edgerrin Cooper is going to go earlier than 50. I'll be shocked if Edgerrin Cooper is still there at 50. Something's wrong because he's going earlier than that. Yeah, Newton's still on the board. He was on the board on the other one too. So yeah, I would throw up a poll, but I'm not going to poll this one. We're going to take Edgerrin Cooper. Sorry for anybody who wanted differently. We'll see 53. We'll put up a poll for that. I'm overriding it. So Johnny Newton and then TJ Tampa goes. Reject the trade. Thank you. We're not going to trade. All right, there's Braylon Trice. Max Melton. Malachi Corley is still there. At this point, I would be very tempted, not going to lie, very tempted to take Malachi Corley. Although, with Haas, I could totally understand the Braylon Trice. Might go in that direction. Who did somebody want me to look up? I saw a comment earlier. I might have missed it. A couple Troy Franklins. All right, let's see. Who should we take? List out a couple options. Troy Franklin, Malachi Corley, Braylon Trice. And Max Melton. We just got Edgerrin Cooper. We don't need Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I see that. I appreciate it. But we don't need him. Yeah, I mean, I thought about Xavier, but Jeremiah, you got to take the son of the best linebacker we ever had. I mean, I'll be fine if he's an Eagle, but I don't know. That's true. Anthony's saying the Steelers looking at Leggett. Braylon Trice, 35%. Several areas getting votes on this one. Troy Franklin, 21. Malachi Corley, 18. Max Melton, 23. All right, 42 votes in. Braylon Trice is pretty far up there. Again, it makes a lot of sense. Not having Haas, depth, draft in the trenches. The fact that we haven't done it so far either. So get trenches somewhere. Okay. It looks like that's what it's going to be. So 35%. Braylon Trice. And we'll draft. All right. Next pick, not until 161. So got a little bit of a time to go here. Frank from Philly, what's up? Says, sucks looking for a replacement this far in. Yeah, it does. I'd say it's solid, though. So to recap the picks, we've got Cooper DeJean. I would have taken Wiggins, but DeJean's solid. Edgerrin Cooper. And Braylon Trice. Now we're waiting for 161. And I'm realizing at this point that I should have sped up the timing on this thing here. It's a slow draft. For someone who's more familiar with PFN, is there a way for me to do it in the draft? Can I quicken up the pace of this? Because these selections are going at a crawl. That tells you how often I use this simulator, by the way. I guess there's not, unless... I don't believe there is. Yeah, Michael says always use fast. I should have. Yeah, I know. I didn't realize how slow it was. I just was like, oh, yeah, we'll start out slow, and then I can change it. So, Andrew's saying nope. Okay, great. We'll get there eventually. Oh, did I not close the vote? I did. I closed the vote. It's not... Yeah, there's no vote out there. I closed it. Michael, yeah. You probably stop the draft. All the rest of the guys are just or Jags anyway, yeah. Brendan Rice at 100 to Washington. Yeah, I agree. No way I'm taking Trotter Jr. over Edgerrin Cooper. What 120 is coming up. Sorry, I think I just looked over that one because we had the previous draft where we traded away. But 120 is coming up. We don't have to wait till 161, and we're here. Who should we get? Who should we go with? Brandon Coleman. That's a guy the Eagles have looked at. Guard. Might be good to invest in the trenches. We've got Jaden Hicks, Washington State. LSU defensive tackles. Dylan Laube, but that's way too high for me. We already got our linebacker, but there's Jalen Ford, Ray Davis. Let's see. Let's go to guard and just see who's there. There's Brandon Coleman, Zach Zenter. Go back to all of them. Mason Smith. All right, let's see. Who do we want? We'll start a poll here. All right, Mason Smith, Jaden Hicks, Brandon Coleman, Okay, 120, and the poll is out. Mason Smith, Jaden Hicks, Brandon Coleman, and Zach Zenter. Who do we go with? Let's see who the favorite ends up being. Zach Zenter with 26, 37%. Brandon Coleman, 20. Jaden Hicks, 20. Mason Smith. Yeah, see that. Niners fans validate an already correct opinion. This one might be close. Brandon Coleman and Zach Zenter, 30 and 30. Looking like it might be Zenter unless we get some last minute votes here. 33% Zenter, 28% Brandon Coleman. Hicks and Mason Smith are pulling up the rear. All right. Poll is in. And Zach Zenter it is. Okay. Moving on to 160. Or 161. This is a free mock draft simulator, if that's the question was. Does this cost money? No. We will get there eventually to 160. And that'll be the last time that I have it on slow mode. Brandon Coleman, 137. There he goes. One of these days. We're getting close-ish. Yeah, it's slow because I put it on the slow mode and I didn't. I'm not familiar with PFN as you can tell, so I have not used many of the mock drafts. And I assumed I could change it in the middle of the draft. We cannot, so that's why it's so slow. All right, we finally made it. 161. Who do we get? Oh, that's on all offensive guards. Sorry. Here you go. Tyke Smith, Curtis Jacobs, Javan Cohen, Evan Williams. A lot of safeties here. I know we already took edge. I actually really like Kamara, but we could probably wait, I suppose, for 171, 172. I'll go back up to the top, just the top rankings. Andrew, I love Tyke Smith, pure cover safety. Yeah, that's true. See, that's why we should have taken Wiggins. If we had not taken Cooper DeJean, I know you could still take him, but, take Wiggins, then you take Tyke Smith here, add to the Georgia defense. Could still do it. Jalen Coker or Daquan Hardy. Anthony says, can I go back and vote for Wiggins now? Yeah. It's too late. It's too late for that. We can't do it. Jim Taj Washington, Daquan Hardy, some more of those. See, I'm with BMO Careful as well. All the safeties. All right. Taj Washington, Tyke Smith, Daquan Hardy. All right, who do we go with here? Options at 161. I agree with the Isaiah Rogers part there. Slot corner. I think he can do it. He's only got like 30. Was it 30 something snaps or really small amount anyway in the slot, but I think he's got the ability. All right, 42% Tyke Smith, looking like that's the most realistic option. What's going to happen here? Yeah, I'm not sure why we're getting another safety, but we missed the chance for Wiggins. That's the problem. We take him in the first round, and then this is a no-brainer. Then we just take the safety here. All right, looks like Tyke is the guy, so we're going to take. Got him. Now we wait 10 picks, and we see who it is. Okay, cool. That's good. I'm glad, Anthony, that I convinced you on Wiggins. He can put on some weight, Let's get him in Philly. Just tell him to go to D'Alessandro's and just keep ordering cheesesteaks, and he'll be fine. He'll put on weight. All right, 171, 172. Got 2 picks. Who do we go with here? Throw out some names. I may not even pull these. We got a safety. We got multiple safeties, kind of. Throwing up the picks that we have too, by the way, just a reminder. Cooper DeJean, Edgerrin Cooper, Braylon Trice, Zach Zinter, Tyke Smith. So safety, linebacker, edge, guard, and another safety. Who do we want to get? Kenny Logan, Eric All, Tommy Eichenberg, Jalen Coker. Appreciate that, Andrew. I know. I got trust, confidence in you. Yeah, we could check on edge. That's true. We can check there. Just see if we want another one. All right, because we get the very next pick, I'm just going to go ahead and pick one because I like Muhammad Kamara. If anybody follows or watches, I'm sure a lot of you do, but Brett Coleman is really high on Muhammad Kamara, and just the breakdown analysis that he had watching him play, that to me is perfectly fine. We've got another pick at 172, so still we can take who you guys want. No, I'm not trading with the Cowboys. Are you kidding me? No, that's not terrible. 2 picks away. But no, not helping them out. I agree, Ryan. That was what we discussed before, but I really like it. Let's see. All right, we'll poll this one just because there's a couple different. Who do we take? All right, Eric All, Justin. Okay. Here's some options. Here's what we're throwing out so far. 172. Who do we take? Eric All is jumping out to the lead, but then Justin. I can't pronounce that name very well. %, 47%. Eric All. Votes are coming in. 20 votes so far. Looks like that's the favorite. I mean, it's an Iowa tight end, so that's naturally a good thing. Already took an Iowa player with Cooper DeJean, so take another one maybe. Yes, I realize that Eric All was not Iowa's best tight end, but still, it's Iowa, and you know. All right, it's gonna be easy. Eric All it is. Last pick, 210. This thing just needs to hustle up and get to 210. It's gonna take a while because I can't hurry it up. A niche. That's a pretty bold prediction. Covey doesn't make the team. Rogers the returner. Better cornerback than Covey's a receiver. I don't know about that. I mean, Covey proved it. He was a really good punt returner. So I highly doubt that. Maybe not. Maybe it happens, but that seems a little far fetched. All right, hurry up and make your selections. So we can get to ours. 210, we got one more remaining. Almost there, my gosh. A lot longer than I anticipated this taking. All right, who are we going to go with here? 210, we've got a safety we took, a linebacker, edge, offensive guard, safety, edge, and tight end. What do we think? On the clock. Go to receivers, too, just to see if you want someone. There's Cephas, Isaiah Williams, Lediatric Griffin, Anthony Gold. I'll go back to the all, though, too. You want a running back? Look at running backs available. Blake Watson, Carson Steele, Kamani Vidal. Actually, I might take, I don't know, Vidal's potential. This is Stout's pick. Yeah, another late pick at a 6th rounder here. Personally, I like Vidal. That's true. As Andrew Nathan said, Vidal met with the Eagles. So let's do that. Let's not make this too difficult, right? This is a very important pick in the 6th round for sure. But that's it. Took Vidal. And it's about to wrap up here, hopefully. Couple more selections, and we have made it, thankfully. There you go. I just got a dislike, so apparently someone didn't like that draft, but we ended it. Congrats. That is the draft. Cooper DeJean, Edgerrin Cooper, Braylon Trice, Zach Zinner, Tyke Smith, Mohamed Kamara, Eric All, Kamani Vidal. That's your draft. I will say that I like the PFF one a little bit better. We'll go back here. Just a little bit better. Be more careful. Grade is D-. Yeah, what would you give that grade for that last one? I wouldn't give it an A like PFF graded this one that you're looking at. I would have given that last one a little bit less. Not quite as strong. Yeah, thankfully no. I ended it at the 6th because we didn't have any 7. But if we had to, my gosh, we'd have just been done. So C+. Andrew saying chat cooked and then took AJ Barner. It's an F from Edwin. Wow, that's a tough grade. F. C+ from Iron Mike. Prim T said, I saw a mock that showed the Eagles trading up to snag Quinyon Mitchell. Thoughts? Yep, I saw that one too, and I definitely think that it's realistic, which is why we did that a little earlier, taking Quinyon Mitchell in the first mock draft with PFF. I think it's really realistic. Howie does it a ton. He's done it 4 of the last 5 drafts, trading up to get his guy. So if they really want Quinyon Mitchell, trade up and get him. You just want to see who they meet with, though. Top 30 visits are incredibly important. So unless we see something like that, then it's less likely. But let's see. Kubici, C+. Greg's with a B. Andrew, B-, A+ from Michael H. Just to be different, though. So maybe not a legit A+. B- Jordan. B- Ryan. B- Anish. C+ Jeremiah. Could be B-, Kubici says. But A+, I appreciate that, Ryan. A+ content. I'd probably agree. I'd say I'd say the other one here. Definitely would have taken Wiggins over Cooper DeJean myself. Edgerrin Cooper, I love at 50. Braylon Trice makes sense at 53. Zach Zinter, that's fine. Tyke Smith, doubling up with safety, don't really quite understand. I like Muhammad Kamara. Yeah, I'd probably be a B. B minus, somewhere around there. It's fine. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up. As Juan said, this dude's about as enthusiastic as the unsalted pretzel. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Yeah. No, it's incredibly late, and that, I'm not going to lie, the PFN slow mode on that draft just drained. That took it all out of me. I've got no energy left. So, yeah, we're gonna end it on that one. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. We will do a lot more mock drafts, have more mock videos coming up as well. So be sure to like, subscribe, stay tuned for those. But yeah, we'll probably stick with, for sure, have the fast mode on from here on out, but maybe stick with PFF. We'll see. We'll have tons of other draft content though too, as always. So appreciate you guys. You'll have a great weekend. Another video dropping probably tomorrow morning, so keep an eye out for that as well. But otherwise, you guys have a great Easter, and we'll catch you then. Go Birds.